Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Earthbound Super Series Spoiler Cave. This is Crimson Green, and I have with me Andy Perfect.
Hello.
So we got a great match going on for us today. We got about a couple minutes left before the runners are getting their act together. So this is the Spoiler Cave. So this is a little bit different of an Ancient Cave randomizer. So it's the Ancient Cave as we all know and love, but the runners get a little bit of time with the spoiler log before, so they can plan out any skips they want to do. If they just want to play it straightforward, whatever they want, they're able to plan that out for a little bit of time. That's why we haven't started quite yet. We're just letting the runners know that we're letting the runners have some time with the spoilers. So Andy, what do we see? We both of us have a copy of the spoiler log also. So what do we see? What do we think are going to be the plays? What might be some trouble our runners might have?
So, the first thing that's probably going to be running through the runners' minds is, the easiest thing to check is, what does the boss list look like? What are going to be the difficult bosses? What am I going to need to avoid if I can? And the big ones in this one are, this is yet another dog seed. The Carbon Dog and Diamond Dog are the boss of floor 8, so that's probably within 10 seconds of opening a spoiler file, both runners are going to know this is a dog seed, and if possible, they're going to want to skip that boss. And then another interesting thing to note is boss number 5 is Ness's Nightmare. And Ness's Nightmare is a nasty boss, especially as early as floor 5. It's a little more manageable once you get a little later on. You can get some flash resistance on maybe a character or two. But at floor 5, that is a very, very tough boss. So the things that I'm looking for to see these runners do is, I imagine both of these runners are going to be trying to skip both boss number 5 and boss number 8. And then you can look around. The first thing you start doing with the spoiler seed is start looking for skips. Where can I go? How do I get to floor 9? How do I bypass these bosses? And there's a couple Monkey Cave skips. We were looking around earlier, and there are 4 skips onto floor 9. Some come from floor 7, some come from floor 4, one comes from floor 5. These runners have a bunch of options about how to skip these bosses. A couple of these go through the Monkey Cave. The easiest skip they have onto floor 9 is going to be with the Tiny Ruby. There's a skip from floor 7 to floor 9 using the Tiny Ruby, which requires no items gotten. So, but if you want to go that route, you still have to go through Ness's Nightmare. So both these runners are probably going to be wanting to look for a skip past floor 5 and a skip past floor 8. So we might be looking for two separate. They might be looking for two separate skips to get through here.
I'm gonna get it
and we're
synced up here.
And I actually don't know what runner we're looking at on each side. Crimson, could you add the runner name?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I changed things around and there we go. Sorry about that. So yeah, we have Attack Slug on the left and Temple on the right.
For informational purposes, this is the loser's bracket. Both these runners have just lost once. So the loser of this match will be eliminated from the tournament. The winner moves on to the next round of losers.
Attack Slug getting ninja'd by a snake.
Yeah, my guess is that both of these runners are going to be. So I don't know. I'm not good enough at these to know like which monkey cave items are where. I imagine some of these
Right.
runners are better or have put in the practice and can identify. Oh, this skip goes to floor 9. These are the items involved. So they might be scouring the map for those items or making sure to keep an eye out for those items on the map. I noticed that Attack Slug right now is going through Magicant. So one of the benefits of being able to see the spoiler file is being able to see all the items throughout. I guess Attack Slug may have seen something interesting in the swirl into the middle of Magicant that perhaps going out of the way for. Let's see. I actually don't see anything too interesting in the swirl.
Right, yeah. I was about to say the same thing. There's an insignificant item.
That is the definition of insignificant.
Yep.
Maybe just poking her head in for those first 2 defensive items and then gonna back out. So Temple on the right side. You'll often see these runners kind of pause and gather themselves. Temple probably just kind of looking through these doors to see which way do I go. And maybe this is kind of a complex seed. Sometimes it's pretty straightforward and it's just, I found the one skip I want to take. Now I'm just gonna blast my way through all just the fastest path doors to get there as soon as possible. But with 2 skips in place and possible monkey items in place, these runners might be spending more time looking for items and looking for those skip options to kind of identify which skip they can take, because there's lots of options to get there. Yeah, a cave like this 103. That's a very short cave. I think last night the cave was like 120.
Ooh.
Yeah, Temple just chilling in Magicant still. Probably, I mean, it's easy to say that one runner has the lead or not, but it's impossible to know. One of these runners could have like identified the best strategy and have identified the skips that they're going to take ahead of time, and it proved, and they just have more. They were able to gather more knowledge during the planning period. So even though Attack Slug may be a little bit further along the cave, Temple is exploring Scaraba Desert. I don't know where the skip goes.
Interesting.
Let's see. Brick. Oh my god, no, wrong one. Brick Road that he could be skipping to is floor 3. So if he does want to go through Dungeon Man, he will find himself on floor 3. Looks like he's not going to do that. Without option though. I mean, both these runners are on floor 1. Attack Slug has found the boss of floor 1 first. Boss of floor 1 being the mole is kind of nasty.
Yeah, especially with not having any sort of paralysis. Usually makes it pretty easy.
This might be one of the worst floors of boss 1 I've ever seen. Or floor 1 bosses, rather. That is a nasty one. I didn't even see that on a boss list. Mondo Mole as floor 1 is going to be tough to fight at this low level. It's pretty much guaranteed you're going to have to throw out the big bottle rocket if you're going to put up damage.
Yeah,
and it's strong to fire.
Ooh.
Is it strong to fire and freeze? If it's strong to both fire and freeze, I don't see either of these runners getting through it without using the big bottle rocket.
And it does look like it's strong to freeze, as Paulo's only hitting 10.
There's no way to put out enough damage without the big bottle rocket.
No.
That is rough.
But we do get some nice Christmas music. That's one thing I definitely appreciate about about Ancient Cave is the music. Lots of people put a lot of time into these songs.
I don't know if Attack Slug fired the big bottle rocket. Did Attack Slug use it?
I don't know. I didn't see, but
I mean, these runners have an option. I didn't realize that Brick Road was off of floor 1, but yeah, if you take Dungeon Man, if you go into the South Scaraba Desert, you can get the key into Dungeon Man, and using that is a one-way skip.
One way, yep.
Oh yeah, a lot of times that's a scary skip to take because in a regular run you don't know where that's going to take you. So you usually drop an exit mouse in case it went backwards. But these runners are on floor
Right.
1. They know it's at least forward, and they can check the spoiler map to figure out the way around to where it's going to go. And it does take them to floor 3. So knowing that there's all the skips to floor 9 are on 4, 5, and 7, I imagine skipping to floor 3 just seems like the right decision.
Right.
Temple is in deep thought over there, analyzing the map.
Found the protein skip. Slugs found the skip, but did not have any skip sandwiches.
Oh, Temple's on a different floor. He's skipping around right now, so he's in
Right.
happy right now.
Yep.
So happy
So
is
I think Temple's figuring out what he wants to do right now.
happy is on floor
Happy
5.
is 5. Yep.
There is a skip on floor 5 straight to 9, but it's a monkey cave skip. So it might be hard to find that item. The guaranteed skip he can find is there is a tiny ruby skip off of floor 7. So if you were able to power through and beat Ness's Nightmare and Thunder and Storm, he has a guaranteed skip past the dogs.
Buying some chef special.
Probably just for some cash.
Yep.
It's the most expensive item in the shop.
Slug is back in Magic Ant.
So Tempo went through that northeast door. He's now taking the fastest path through floor 5 that he's on. Pausing to think again. Attack Slug is in Magic Ant still, which is still on floor 1. Probably just exploring, checking out these skips. Again, both runners have the opportunity to look around and find the skips that they need.
Yep.
And staying on floor 1 may not be. There may be reason for it. Maybe Attack Slug is looking for a certain item that she found on the spoiler map that she needs for one of these skips. Yeah, this is a tough one. I can totally understand. I can totally understand why these runners are just spending a lot of time looking at the spoiler file because there's some nasty bosses ahead. Temple on floor 5 knows he does not want to fight the boss if he can help it. Attack Slug just found the carrot key.
Interesting.
Let's see. Carrot key is a floor 3 skip. And it takes you to floor 7. Ooh. So, with that carrot key, Attack Slug has the tools she needs to skip both bosses, actually. The carrot key, she can just power her way to floor 3, take that skip to floor 7, and take the other skip from floor 7 to 9. She has all the items she needs to take both of those skips now.
Then it's just a matter of getting the equipment and everything you need to take down Googie.
Yeah, and there's sometimes the floor 9 can not give you the items you need, and sometimes you have to backtrack to floor 8 to get what you need. But floor 8 has provided today. There are tons of great items. There's there's 2 star pendants, an earth pendant, a sea pendant. There's a ton of stuff for them on floor 9, so they will not need to backtrack to floor 8 to get what they need to at least survive Gygus. There's also a heavy bazooka in the room, in like 2 rooms before Gygus. It's on the default path, so both runners will likely just walk through it and get the heavy bazooka.
Right. The Mondo Shrew. Down for the count.
And it's easy for us to say that oh, this is the best path for them to take. That's what they should do. But in the midst of it, when you're battling through and having to fight the bosses and just worrying about actually going these from place to place, it's easier said than done to manage both things at the same time. Us as commentators, we have the flexibility to just look through the spoiler file and identify what the fastest way is, but as a runner, it's very stressful knowing I need to make progress, but I also need to make the best progress. It's a careful balance of those two things.
Right. And we could sit here and say, yeah, the play is this and this, but then, like you said, when it gets to actually fighting the bosses and such, and the random encounters, it's a whole other ballgame.
So Attack Slug just threw out the big bottle rocket down Mondo Mole. So she's on the floor too.
Level up.
Interestingly enough, after taking the Mondo Mole fight, both runners are roughly the same level. Actually, Attack Slug may be a higher level, even though she's only on floor 2.
Right.
Finds the Casey Bat, best weapon in the game.
Arguably best weapon.
Hey, this is the highest offense item in the game. Actually, I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is either.
One of.
Getting it on floor 2, pretty good. This temple is now possessed as well. And finding a goddess band, that's helpful. Finding that free heal. It's good news for her.
Yeah, it's one of the best rooms to find. This and like the Dalam room and the Tenda Village are all really nice rooms that have a phone and a full heal. So
looks like
stumbled upon the big hub of Summers.
It looks like Attack Slug is looking for items, which is probably the play right now. Trash can's not being kind for what she's looking for, but she will get some experience here.
Surprisingly lousy store in floor 5 on Temple side.
Right, I saw that.
Very low level equipment. So I think, yeah, Temple is maybe just looking to stabilize right now, kind of just looking around, because I mean, both runners are kind of low on HP at the moment. Ooh, nice trout yogurt find. Invaluable.
Butts.
Classic.
And Temple confirming that he wanted to write butts.
It was not a mistake.
Tony's over there like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure.
Remember, straight into 3 is kind of nasty. Reed is not anywhere on the shortest path, so Temple is just looking for stuff. Ooh, what did he find? Does this shop have something for him? It doesn't look like it. I think he's sold a couple things. Maybe Temple has found a skip off of Summers or 3 that he's looking for items that he just looking for Monkey Cave items to along the way, maybe.
That's definitely what I would be doing at this point. Because you have the three chests here and 3 to check.
Yeah, he just poked his head on that monkey cave skip. He didn't even check it, so I guess he already knows what they need.
Right.
I didn't catch what they need. Next, I'll get into kind of a. I guess all these enemies are pretty straightforward for where all the levels that she got off Mondo Mole.
Right.
She's probably at a level that she'd be fine even up to about floor 4 without putting too much thought into it.
Yeah, basically everything on this floor is already running from her. So, looks like he's taking the theater.
So Attack Slug is one door away from the floor 2 boss. So it looks like she might be making her way through to floor 3. Again, Attack Slug has a carrot key to skip from floor 3 to floor 7. We'll have to see if she's found that skip, where it is. Temple on the left side or on the right side has found Topala Theater, and is probably looking about where the skip goes. Ooh, this has a Starman on it. Looks like this might be Stonehenge base Starman, so I'm thinking probably like floor. He was on 5, so maybe he's now on floor 7.
The top of the theater skip goes from 5 to 9.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, there were 5 skips onto 9.
If I'm reading the spoiler right, at least.
See, I have sometimes have a hard time finding these smaller rooms.
Question mark it for now.
Gotta wait for Temple to find a big hub or something, a room where I know where it is. Not these hospital rooms that all look the same.
Right, that's that's exactly what I'm doing too. So it looks like Attack Slug is on our way to floor 3.
Oh, and I know where Noanet is. Yep, he's on floor 9. Oh, he's in the mole cave now. So yeah, mole cave is 10 doors away from Gygus, and off the mole cave is where I think there's. Yeah, he's on floor 9 now. What he's gonna be wanting to look for now is a hub, some kind of full heal, and a phone maybe, because he has skipped really far and he's very underleveled now. It doesn't have any kind of good equipment. So once he finds a phone or maybe a hub or something, he's going to then start looking for some of those key items. There's lots of great items on floor 9. I mean, there's even a star pendant and an earth pendant just in this room that he's in right now. Let's see, I kind of want to look alongside Temple and find what could he be finding here. There is a Franklin badge. I remember looking, I think it was on floor 6. So because Temple skipped on to floor 9, he won't be finding it. Yeah, that's impressive. 18 minutes in on Temple on floor 9. Whatever skip path he took, I didn't find in my initial scans. But it definitely worked off. Ooh! There's a... Oh, wait, no, this is the shop. There's a Saturn Valley shop off of this cave. No phone, though. Oh, interesting. Temple was backtracking. When he was going through the Topala Theater, he was actually heading backwards on the floor.
Found that Earth Pendant.
There's also a star pendant on the default path, which Temple will most likely find. There is a hotel up ahead. About six doors ahead, if you were taking the fastest path, he will find a hotel. But that requires him not to lose any characters, which is a tall ask on floor 9 right now.
Slug is also in Mole Cave.
Oh my gosh, Slug got to floor 9. How did both these runners get here so fast? I look away for 1 second.
Slug went from 4. Slug went from 4 and then took a Monkey Cave skip to 9.
Very nice. Yeah, these runners are dead even right now.
Yep. Yeah, Slug went from floor 2 to floor 4 real quick. Just going the normal path.
I think there's like 4 star pendants in this seed.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, I found it.
3 star pendants.
2 rooms before Gygus there's a branch off that goes to the Dalam room.
Ooh.
So I think it's going to come down to whichever runner can pick up the equipment here on floor 9 and set up that safety in the Dalam room and grind up so they can take on Gygus. There's 2 star pendants and a heavy bazooka on the path. So I honestly think the right strategy here might be to power your way through to get to the Dalam room so you can set up a save and then grind in that area until you feel comfortable taking on Gygus.
Right. Ooh, Slug taking that back attack. From the hesitating clump. Ooh, this is gonna be rough.
Temple is now going on that fastest path again. So yeah, if he continues on this path, I think he finds another star pendant, and then there's like 1 branch off that gets another star pendant. And there's a heavy bazooka along the way. So there's tons of equipment just going the fastest route. And then a nice full heal right there at the end too. So it's realistic that both these runners, or one of these runners, could find themselves at Gygus, fully equipped, maybe not at the right level, but fully equipped within 5 minutes.
Slug keeps having really bad luck with these fights in Mole Cave. Temple finding the star pendant there.
It's interesting to watch this as an observer looking at the spoiler, because I mean, we look at the we usually have a spoiler in front of us for normal Ancient Cave races, but we usually don't look too much at it. Maybe to point out, oh, there's some key items on this floor, or to kind of call out when they take a big skip what floor they're on. But outside of that, we don't really look at it too much. But alongside these racers are paying about as close of attention as you could to the spoiler file, so we're kind of looking at it deeply alongside with them to kind of understand what they might be thinking about and how they might be approaching this.
Slug about to take a death.
I don't know, Nessa's got a lot of health. I think she's going to be able to get out of this, at the very least with Nessa alive. Oh, she got out with all 3. Slug picks up the Earth Pendant in Mole Cave. I think Slug has a Star Pendant and Earth Pendant. I think Temple might be geared roughly the same.
She's got that baseball hat. That's important.
Yeah, I can tell as soon as anytime you enter one of these rooms with branches, they're looking at going down the path of like this alternate route. What is down this alternate path? Like, is there anything worth going down and checking on? What could be down here?
Bag of Dragonite and Star Pendant. That's key.
Yeah, so I think Temple now has 2 stars and an Earth. And there is another heavy bazooka along the way.
Right.
Temple backtracking right here. Was this might have been a side route just to get that Star Pendant.
Ooh, and Paula getting diamondized.
Yeah, this is a rough spot. Both these runners skipped on to 9. Temple on the phone. Oh, that's rough. Don't even get killed, you just get diamondized to death.
Right.
And there is a full heal on this floor, but it is a length away from the Mole Cave. It's gonna be tough finding your way there.
She cannot be happy right now.
There's the heavy bazooka on Temple side. So that adds an easy like couple thousand damage up on the first 2 fights, or first 2 phases of Gygus.
Welcome back there, friend. Welcome back. Glad to see your internet's holding out for now.
For any newcomers kind of wondering what the status of it is, both runners took different skips to get onto floor 9. But they're both on floor 9 now. Temple is a little further along. He's done some more exploration. Attack Slug has run into some bad luck with several fights.
Yep.
And just got wiped to a Diamondized death. Looks like that death was back in the earlier floor, so Slug is having to fight her way back to floor 9. Yep. We did find on the spoiler file that the room before Gygus is a full heal and a phone. So... And there's Temple and Attack Slug both have multiple flash resist items. So I think we're kind of expecting one of them to... Here's the phone right there on Temple's side. Yep. So Temple is literally 1 room away from Gygus. One forward door.
And that room is pretty loaded.
Yeah, he got a nice Horn of Life. So... Temple is completely geared for Gygus. He's got damage output with the heavy bazooka. I'm not sure who has prey. If it's Jeff, we might be in a bad situation. Jeff only has 90 HP. So if it is Jeff, I imagine you're gonna have to grind a little bit to make you feel a little more comfortable in front of those thunders in phase 3. But yeah, Temple is completely geared. He knows where Gygus is. He knows he's right there. So we're gonna have to wonder, is he going for Gygus, or is he going to maybe grind a little bit and make it safer?
I think he's
he backed out, so I imagine we're gonna see Temple trying to grind a little bit.
Yep. Slugs is just trying to make it to that full heal.
I think Temple is looking for maybe like a good room with maybe like a Starman fight, so you can guarantee that green swirl. Just something friendly that you can take multiple fights on, and keep it relatively safe.
Mm-hmm. Now we can see who has prey. I believe it was Jeff.
Oh yeah, having prayer on Jeff with only 95 HP, that is extremely rough. I can 100% understand needing to grind a little bit. The Thunders can put out like 150 to 160 damage on the high end, and you want to try and possibly get Jeff at least over the hump a little bit, so you're safe on average at the very least. As it stands right now, Jeff takes lightning, he dies.
Yep.
And also, we don't know. I'd be curious. Sometimes it's worth taking a Gygus fight, even when you know you're not going to do anything in it, just to find out what kind of a fight you're looking at. Like, you can do a quick try with Jeff or whoever has it, and find out, is he resistant to paralysis? Is he resistant to freeze? Am I going to need to find some more damage output? Is phase 1 going to be a bit of a slog? If so, maybe I need to grind and get some more psyche points on everybody. Temple just looking for some decent fights here in this room. This is turning out to be kind of a rough room to grind in because there's lots of spawns and not the enemies you want to see. Looks like he's trying to pull maybe one at a time out. Was able to pull one. I think that's what he's hoping to do. A Starman might not be too bad, depending on if it's a final Starman, a Ghost of Starman, what kind. It is a Ghost of Starman, throwing out a Starstorm on turn 1.
Wisely running away before his party wipes.
Then I don't know. I think it might have been worth even taking deaths and just getting the kill because he has a save and a full heal right next door.
That is.
I think you just need to get whoever can get experience now, even if it's a death.
Slug running into some item management issues.
Yeah, Slug has found the tiny ruby skip. We were talking about that early in the run. That we found that was a skip that anyone could have used because it doesn't require anything extra. Yeah, there was a Franklin badge in this run, but it was back on floor 6, and I don't believe either runner got it.
Oh, she just soft-locked.
Oh gosh, is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. How did... Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
We may have to pause this race. And, is that a vanilla bug? Because we've had rules in past tournaments where if anyone soft locks like this, the race is immediately nulled. And both runners are going to repeat this race. Airfram's in chat. Airfram is the tournament organizer here. I think it comes down to your call right here since you are present.
Yep, your call, Airfram.
Is this something the runners should know about, or is this an ancient cave bug? I don't know how you deem this. See, and it could be Attack Slug has a save semi-recently. I'm not sure. I mean, I would agree even with this advantage. I mean, Temple has a clear advantage right now. He's grinding for the Gygus fight. I mean, if it came down to saying who's in the lead right now, it's Temple. See, how far back did that put Slug?
Not terribly far back. So I think this puts her back on floor 4? Or floor 3 to floor 4, yeah.
I believe Airfram is going to look into it and make a decision right now. So I kind of think that we're just on a kind of a holding pattern where both runners kind of do their thing while Airframe hashes it out. I mean, we've had rules in past tournaments where if something is soft lock, but it seems like that's not a vanilla. I was not aware of that bug. But I guess I don't know if that would happen in vanilla Earthbound.
Right, because that was the return mouse. Here we go. Yeah, there would be no way to exit mouse to that spot in vanilla. So here we have Mushroom Googie. And the wheels are turning in Temple's head right now. He's thinking hard. While Slugs is very sad in multiple levels right now.
No, spoiler log doesn't say anything about the resistances and bosses and whatnot. The spoiler log will tell you the fastest path without skips through the cave. You can look at any cave or like any door and where it goes. You can immediately check any area and it'll show you what floor it is. You can look at critical chests, things like flash resist pendants, heavy bazooka, things that you're really looking for the Gygas fight. You can look at every other chest in the game to see what is present, and you can look at the boss list. All it tells you is what the boss is, not what kind of resistances they have.
Alright, Slug has elected to keep going, so race is continuing on as is.
Okay, good to know. Thanks for letting us know.
Thanks, Airframe. Friend to all. Yes, how could we forget the Sanctuary boss in Gygas' lab? Mushroom Googie. The giant rambling Googie.
Ooh, taking out Jeff is rough. Jeff is the main source of damage, and Jeff has prey.
Yep. So Slug grinding a little bit here.
I mean, I'm getting the feeling that when it comes down to these spoiler ancient cave races, people get to Gygas on average at a much lower level than in a regular speed. Yep. So as a result, we see more Gygas attempts than normal.
Yep.
I mean, I've been involved in 2 races, and both of mine, I had probably 5+ Gygas attempts on each one.
Yep, and at this low of a level, a lot of it comes down to RNG. Will your prayer guy and DPS go down early or not?
And wondering like if you can land a paralysis. Because again, if you can land a paralysis, sometimes Armored Pokey has the same paralysis resistance as he does in the main game, which is 50%.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes he's completely immune to it. Sometimes it's like 10%. And if you are set up to almost like require that paralysis to land, it can be really tough to get it to land and have everything else go your way and get a freeze or get Rockin' Alpha and all. Like everything has to kind of go right in phase 1. And here we're seeing a beta on turn 1, so that might be an immediate reset on Temple side. Yep.
Yep, and it is indeed.
Yeah, all of his characters have pretty low HPs. Especially Jeff, sub 100. Maybe he got bumped up a little bit, but yeah, a beta is going to kill everybody.
Yep. It's like when the last tournament when we had the instant HP flag. It was beta turn 1 is just reset. Instant HP. Everyone is has a little PTSD from me even mentioning instant HP.
Such a cruel flag. Earthbound was not built for instant HP. If you don't scale down the damage, then you just die to everything. You fight a Starman, please don't be a Ghost of Starman. Oh, everyone's dead.
Slug making sure she is putting that exit mouse, return mouse very far away.
So how does the exit mouse work exactly? Does it take you to the exact location you dropped it, or does it kind of like put it somewhere in like an area nearby? I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm
not sure.
Because someone in chat said you should never put the exit mouse anywhere near it.
Right, yeah. Airframe says exact location, I think.
So Slug must have put it like been standing like right underneath it or something, and when she came back, it
moved over to it. Yep. Slug's also had a soft lock in the first PK Scramble tournament too, where the the monkey standing in front of the door of Monkey Cave basically went on top of her. So she's literally the queen of soft locking tournaments.
I'm putting out a little bit of damage this time. I think Armored Pokey may have gotten paralyzed.
Yep.
So he's just kind of putting out damage.
Making sure that shield stays up. Yep, it did indeed paralyze Pokey.
Yeah, so Temple is on to phase 2. I believe he has, at the minimum, 2-star pendants. He might have picked up the Earth pendant as well. So
I believe he did.
At the very least, it's going to take a lightning to kill Jeff. But lightnings are not uncommon. Last night, my Jeff died to a lightning on turn 2 of this phase, and required to reset. But on the bright side, Ness and Pooh both have a lot of psychic points, so he may be able to just constantly throw out heals to keep Jeff alive.
Yep. He had that bag of Dragonite, which only did about 300 damage, but it adds up.
Yeah, I mean, the heavy bazooka is the huge source of damage for this. Being able to reliably throw out 250 to 300 damage a turn for free is just so valuable. So he's throwing out a lot of damage. This turn that Temple is on right now is likely going to be the last of phase 2.
Yep, there it is. The Forgotten Toadstool. But yes, Sarah, to answer your question, exploding enemies do most likely insta-kill you in instant HP flags. Makes for a bad day.
Here we are on to phase 3. Temple has enough psychic points on Pooh to Brain Shock again. You usually want to save Brain Shock until after the first prayer because it will disappear if you put it on in the first turn.
Right.
So yeah, he's throwing out the Brain Shock again. It won't prevent everything, but it will essentially make it so that half of Gygus' attacks get turned back on himself. So reduce the chance that Jeff gets one shot by a lightning by 50% is essentially what that's doing right there. So yeah, 2 prayers down, 7 more to go. Yeah, another turn where he attacked himself and it didn't do anything.
That Forgotten Toadstool. Stop hitting yourself.
It's nice that the hitting himself doesn't make him, or the prayer damage doesn't remove the feeling strange.
Right. I was just thinking that too.
Curious what kind of attack it's like viewed as. 1 in 32. Yeah, so Gygas has... He can do a flash, he can do a lightning, and he can do his freeze move. And he can have an empty turn. So he has... Gygas has 4 moves. A lightning has a 1 in 4 chance of hitting Jeff. So you do a 1 in 4 times 1 in 4 times 1 over 2. But then he has 2 lightnings, yeah. There's some math there, but...
Math.
1 over 32 sounds roughly correct.
There's the freeze attack.
Usually, I mean, freeze isn't ideal, but as long as it doesn't solidify Jeff, you really don't care.
Right.
Yeah, we're down to 2 prayers left. As long as Jeff stays alive for this prayer, it's pretty much a guaranteed win. As long as you don't try and run away accidentally. And there it is. So, time hasn't stopped yet, but even if Jeff takes mortal damage right here, the prayer will go off before he ticks down to 0.
And the mushroom hits themselves again.
And there it is. Temple's finished with
GG's
a
in chat.
48-minute run. Yeah, both runners found themselves on floor 9, roughly 18 to 20 minutes in. And Slug just got some really rough luck on some of these fights and getting wiped and not being able to recover. And Temple kind of handled it a little better, was able to avoid some of the really dangerous fights, make his way to a full heal, and grind up from there.
Switch the sound over.
It just completely stable background just messes with me.
Right.
I need it to be like staticking like a TV right now.
Right.
It's kind of unnerving.
Attack Slug making her way back. Getting Oliver PP back.
So Slug has made her way past like the nasty dangerous room, Mole Cave, and is kind of in a more stable place. Beating Gygas at level 28, that's so low.
Right, 28. Taking on 14 random battles. And that one insta win. That's what really counts in this tournament, is the instant wins. Oh, getting hit by the robot NPC. But taken down quickly.
So looking at the bracket, this means Temple will be moving on and will be facing Zakubi in the next round.
Oh, Zakubi. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It should be excellent.
So with the bottom bracket in full swing, we have, unfortunately, players are starting to get eliminated. So we're down to, looks like 6 runners remaining in the tournament.
Looks like Slug is slowly making her way. But of course, gets stopped. Woolly Shambler, not too bad. Or the Gleeful something. So yeah, she's in the Heavy Bazooka room, on her way to Gygus. And the full heal is right there, I believe, as well.
But I imagine Slug is roughly in the same spot as Temple was earlier. Slug is just one room away from the Gygus room.
Yep.
So you have to wonder, is Slug just gonna go for it now, or are we gonna see a little bit of grinding before the fight takes place?
I can never find the Gygus room in the spoiler.
Good old.
Then when I find it, I promptly forget.
Welcome to the chat, Temple. Congrats on the win.
Yeah, Temple, GG. Anything you'd like to say about this seed? We are all ears, or I guess eyes.
So we're gonna see attempt number 1 of Gygus on Slug side. I think Temple ended up downing Gygus in attempt number either 3 or 4. Although all the previous attempts never really got very far, so they all went by pretty quick.
Right. And Attack Slug unfortunately didn't go to the Dalam room to save, so she might just attempt it once and then call it a day.
Did she not even go in there?
I don't think so. Just an alpha, survivable.
Jeff's got low HP, so once Slug gets to phase 2 and beyond, ooh, got that first round paralysis, so this is pretty much a free phase 1 from here on out. Yep. As long as you keep the shield up. But once you get to phase 2 and beyond, Jeff is just one thunder away from getting killed.
Yeah, 104 HP. Not a lot, Jeffrey. Not a lot.
always nice when armor pokey can actually be hit with freezes.
Right.
It looks like he's 100 or just 50% susceptible to freeze, which is pretty typical, or which is what it is in the vanilla and base game. Sometimes he rolls a little bit higher resistance and freezes only do like 125.
But on to phase 2.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much at full health, got tons of psychic points. This should be, as long as we don't see too many thunders come out, the slug should be in relatively decent shape for this.
And she got a free turn there of damage, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, double lightning's probably the only thing that's gonna kill Jeff here. Slug doesn't, Slugs is definitely not a fan of the brain shock. She always talks about how she forgets or doesn't do it or something, but it makes a difference.
Phase 2 of Gygas rolls low HP. Brain Shock may be kind of a waste of time, especially if you enter into it with a lot of damage coming from the previous phase. Brain Shock may only last like a turn. It may not even affect anything.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I can see reasonings behind it if you already have a lot of damage planning on throwing out in phase 2. But Brain Shock at the very minimum in phase 3 of Gygas, I think, is worth it. Or rather, phase 4, however you want to look at it.
Yep.
So this is a rough situation. Ness is going to die right here. So Slug no longer has any way of healing. Oh, did Ness not die?
Nah, Ness didn't die.
Oh. I take everything back, as you said.
Take it all back.
Maybe Paula has like a healing item or something on her that she can use as an absolute worst case. Well, down goes Ness. So now we're just hoping that Jeff does not eat a lightning. She has 5 prayers to survive.
And
No healing items. So interesting. He's gonna Slug's gonna throw out freezes in the hopes of getting a solidify.
So far, so good. But again, it only takes 1 turn.
Freeze is a 25% chance to solidify. I've actually never thought about doing this. Freeze Alpha and Freeze Beta have the same chance to solidify, so you can save a little bit of psychic points, but I don't think these characters are going to last long enough for that. Oh, no!
Yep, there it is. There it is.
Down goes the prayer user and Paula. So this is a wipe.
And she is forfeited.
Did she officially forfeit?
Yep.
Okay. It was a valiant effort there. I mean, I think it was just a matter of like, I know I'm almost at Gygas. I'm just gonna see if I can get it,
Yep.
get it to work. I'll give it one go.
Yeah, and it was close. It was very close.
Yeah, just that unlucky Thunder that had an equal chance of killing Slug or Temple in reality. Temple was in a better situation because he had life ups available until the very end, but yeah, it was just, it happens. Especially when their prayer user rolls super low HP like that.
Yep. Yep, very unfortunate, but like Andy said, Temple moves on to face Zakubi in the next elimination round, so stay tuned. You have any closing thoughts? Anything you want to leave the chat with?
No, this has been a fun tournament. It's just a nice twist on the Ancient Cave tournament we've already been doing for multiple years, and it's been fun to see how it kind of runners kind of start adapting to different strategies.
Yeah, this has been great, and if you're interested in trying out Ancient Cave, earthbound.app, it's up there in the upper left corner. Give you all kinds of information and start rolling your seeds. So it's great. So special thanks to Chaz for making that happen for all these runners. So I believe our next race is not scheduled for a couple days, so I think it's now Monday. We have Sarah versus Falcon, so that's the next one we have scheduled. There might be, or no, I'm sorry, IQ versus Thomas. Sarah and Falcon already happened today. So IQ versus Thomas happening 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday. So stay tuned for that. There might be a couple races in between there. So we'll see you guys next time then.
Music dipped, then I felt the blues drastic. Waiting, and I lit my wand for you. Enchanted the gods for two. I prayed you'd move on to do great things. I prayed.